The following announcement is brought to you by the Xtreme World Order.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, soldiers of the Xtreme, hello and welcome back to that Xtreme Wrestling channel. More importantly, welcome back to another episode of AFK, the series where we put the controllers down and talk a little bit of wrestling. With that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Samson. Thank you for stopping by. Today, I want to talk about Johnny Gargano, but more importantly than that, I pose this question, ladies and gentlemen. Could Johnny Gargano be WWE's answer to losing Bryan Danielson, or Daniel Bryan, if you will? Now, ladies and gentlemen, before I get into my thoughts on this topic, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and let me know what your thoughts on WWE bringing Johnny Gargano up to the main roster. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. But ladies and gentlemen, on the last, I think it was the last episode of AFK, one of the last few episodes, it's been a while, I was talking about Johnny Gargano. His contract had expired, and I was saying WWE needs to do whatever they can to keep Johnny Gargano. And the reason why I say that is because Johnny Gargano is potentially the next Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson, at least if WWE uses him in the right way. Now, I'm a big podcast listener. I like to listen to a lot of podcasts on the interwebs. I've heard Jim Cornette say that Johnny Gargano is nothing but an actor. What does he have to offer? Commenting on his size. I've heard Billy Body, or whatever his name is, over on K100, say that he's completely lost interest in wrestling because of who Triple H is bringing up and creating this NXT, 2.0, 2.0, 3.0, whatever the hell, but on the main roster. How Triple H is just trying to recreate that. And I'm just sitting here and I'm like shaking my head. I'm just flabbergasted how they cannot see what I think I see. Now, as we see on the screen right now, Daniel Bryan, we see the yes chants, right? You remember Daniel Bryan? Of course you do. He was a man of the people. The fans, the universe was behind him. And why were they behind Daniel Bryan? Well, the fans were behind Daniel Bryan, in my personal opinion, because, quite frankly, he didn't look like what you were used to as far as WWE stars and whatnot. He didn't have, that big muscular frame. He looked like a regular guy. He looked like you and me. And you can get behind that. And I understood that when I first saw Daniel Bryan. I was like, here's a guy. He's not very big. He's going to have to really, show his worth when he made it to WWE. And by all means, he did that. And how he did that is because even though he's not the biggest guy, he's extremely likable. Extremely likable. How could you not like Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson? The dude he oozes friendliness. And he's just one of those guys where you wish you could sit down, have a beer with him, and, just talk wrestling shop. But besides that, the one other thing that Daniel Bryan had going for him, in my personal opinion, is the fact that he could wrestle. Alright? Now, I know a lot of people are like me. We appreciate wrestling, alright? It's not so much about the storylines anymore. We've kind of grown up past the storylines. We're all about wrestling, and Daniel Bryan connected on that wrestling level to the average fan. And when WWE lost Daniel Bryan, when Daniel Bryan jumped ship and became the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson again over in AEW, WWE lost that connection, that one person that had that deep connection to the fans, and they were desperately trying to find that. And as soon as Johnny Gargano's contract was up, I was like, right there is your answer to losing Daniel Bryan. Because when I look at Johnny Gargano, Just like, Jim Cornette and Bill Body and all those guys are saying, Johnny Gargano is not a big guy, alright? He's probably about my size, a little bit more muscular because, quite frankly, I don't work out. But, that's on me. But, regardless, Johnny Gargano, not the biggest guy in the world, but just like Daniel Bryan, he is extremely likable, alright? The facial expressions, the sympathy you get for Johnny Gargano when he's going against a bigger opponent, that underdog syndrome, is the exact same feeling you get when you're watching a Daniel Bryan match. And then, once again, just like Daniel Bryan, Johnny Gargano, they call him Johnny Wrestling for a reason, alright? This guy can wrestle. So basically, you have Daniel Bryan 2.0, and all WWE has to do is just, with the right booking, put him in, these feuds where he's in this underdog situation, and let him overcome that, and let the people get behind him and stuff like that. But don't give it to him instantaneous, all right? Like, we're gonna see some early wins from Johnny Gargano. I know they're lining up this whole thing with Austin Theory right now, so expect to see like Johnny Gargano get some quick wins or whatever. But I want to see Johnny Gargano go up against a big name, like a big heel superstar. Insert whoever you want here. I'm not going to play any guesstimations about that. But just insert a big heel, somebody who is much bigger than him, and put him in a feud where he is getting just, his butt handed to him. But he's putting on these shows where he's showing like heart and perseverance and tenacity. And even though he keeps getting defeated, he keeps getting back up. And in my personal opinion, that'll make the people really get behind Johnny Gargano. And then before you know it, you've got the Yes Movement 2.0. And you've got Johnny Gargano at the head of that. Somebody that you can push as one of your top faces in the company. Because right now, when I look around the WWE landscape, like, it's kind of murky right now. Like, we've got faces, we've got heels, but there's no really standout names, right? Like, we really need people to kind of come to the forefront and really just kind of show us what they can do. We need that Attitude Era mentality back in the wrestlers. And I think what Triple H is doing with bringing up, his old NXT guys. I love to see Johnny Gargano. I love to see just all the females getting their chance. Yeah, I think it's going to be fantastic because NXT, the like good old-fashioned black and gold, in my personal opinion, was pretty much as close to, I'm not going to say perfect because it wasn't perfect, but it was a damn good wrestling show. It had the storylines, if you were into that. It had straight-up wrestling action. It had those fast-paced, crazy, spot matches and stuff like that. But, yeah, I'm getting, like, so far off of topic when I'm talking about Johnny Gargano. I'm getting tongue-tied. I'm super, super, super excited, though. Like, everybody is worried. They're like, oh my god, all these NXT guys. And I'm telling you guys, this is the time to get excitement. Because we are getting a lot of superstars that are called up that are very passionate. And that's what I mean about Johnny Gargano. This guy lives, breathes, sleeps, eats wrestling. Alright? Now, the one thing that they are doing right now that I'm not a big fan of is, trying to play this whole Johnny Gargano, the family guy, the dad, right? Like, I can understand why they're doing it. It's one way to try and get the fans behind Johnny Gargano, but I don't think that's really required with Johnny Gargano. I think they need to push that whole underdog card, just push him as this tenacious fighting wrestler that just goes off and see what happens. Like, I would love to see Johnny Gargano versus Gunther for the Intercontinental title. I think that would be one of those feuds that would really cement Johnny Gargano as, like, the next Daniel Bryan. Because, you could have him go up against Gunther and just have him getting destroyed, but putting on these great showings, like I said, coming that close, and then have the whole feud go on a year, have a nice big long old school feud, and have Johnny Gargano end up winning the IC title or something at WrestleMania. But those are just my thoughts. But I want to know what you guys think as far as Johnny Gargano, and what do you think about him getting called up to the main roster? Do you wish that he would have went over to AEW? Or are you like me, and you kind of see him as the next Daniel Bryan? Or can you at least see what I'm talking about when I say that he could be the next Daniel Bryan? Like, do you see the connections there? Or am I just going crazy? Because I'm probably just going crazy. I spend a lot of time by myself, trapped in these four walls. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the discussion this time on AFK. Like I said, be sure to hit that like button with the too sweet. Don't forget to subscribe, join the Xtreme. And ladies and gentlemen, I will talk to you guys in the next one. Until then, goodbye and good night. Bang. Too sweet, guys. Too sweet.